This is the Schwinn Bonafide men and women mountain bike, and I'm here to give a straight-talking take on how it fits real, everyday riding. Key features that matter most to me are the 17-inch aluminum frame, a front suspension fork, 29-inch wheels with double-wall rims, a 24-speed Shimano trigger-shift drivetrain, and mechanical disc brakes. On paper, that checks a lot of boxes for an entry-level hardtail, and in practice, it lines up well with what newcomers and casual riders actually need. Let me start with how it feels to ride, because that's what most people care about. The 29-inch wheels are the headline. A 29er rolls over cracks, roots, and small rocks more easily than a smaller wheel. That's just because the larger diameter hits obstacles at a shallower angle, so you don't get kicked around as much. It's confidence-boosting on park paths, gravel, and mellow single track. Pair that with 2.25-inch knobby tires, and you get dependable grip on loose dirt without feeling sketchy when you hop back onto pavement to head home. In my opinion, the wheels and tires are the part of this bike that do the most to make new riders feel comfortable quickly. The frame is aluminum, which helps keep weight reasonable for this price class and resists rust. The size here is a single 17-inch frame that Schwinn says suits riders about 5'4" to 6'2". That's a broad range. If you're near either end of that spectrum, you may need to tweak your setup a bit. Basic terms to know: standover is the clearance between you and the top tube when you're straddling the bike. Shorter riders on big 29-inch wheels can sometimes find that tight. Reach is how stretched out you feel to the bars. Taller riders may feel a little upright. A swap to a different stem length or handlebar rise can help, but this isn't a custom-fit frame with multiple sizes, so keep expectations in check. The front suspension is a coil spring fork. That means it's simple and sturdy for casual use, with around 80 to 100 millimeters of movement to take the sting out of bumps. It's not an adjustable performance fork with fancy knobs, it's a comfort feature. From my experience with budget coil forks, they shine on gravel and light trails, but can feel out of their depth on rocky, fast descents or repeated big hits. If you're aiming at green trails and park loops, it does its job. If you plan to chase technical lines, you'll hit its limits quickly. Shifting comes from Shimano trigger shifters paired with entry-level derailleurs. You click with your thumb and index finger to go up or down gears, and it's familiar, intuitive, and reliable once dialed. A quick note for beginners: 24 speed here means 3 chainrings in front and 8 cogs in the back. You get a wide spread of ratios for hills and flats, though the front triple adds a bit of complexity. The good news is, you'll find a comfortable gear for most situations you'll meet on a typical weekend ride. Braking is handled by mechanical disc brakes. That means steel cables pull the calipers rather than hydraulic fluid. They're easy to maintain, predictable in the rain, and a big step up from rim brakes when trails are dusty or muddy. They don't have the same power and light lever feel as hydraulic systems, but for learning and cruising, they're perfectly serviceable. If you're new to bikes, mechanical just means you'll occasionally adjust the pads with a small dial as they wear, and keep the cables clean and tensioned. Let's talk setup. The Bonafide ships partially assembled. You'll attach the handlebar, front wheel, seat post, and pedals, then align the brakes and fine-tune the gears. If you're comfortable with basic tools, Phillips screwdriver, a few Allen keys, 2, 5, 5, 6, 8 millimeters, and an adjustable wrench, you can get it together. The part that trips most new riders up is the tune-up, not the bolting on. If a gear skips or a disc pad rubs the rotor, that's normal out of the box and just needs a tweak. I'd budget for a professional safety check and tune at a local shop if you're not confident. It's worth it for peace of mind and smooth shifting. A few practical notes from a rider's perspective. The stock saddle is serviceable for short spins, but many folks find it firm on longer rides. Seats are personal, everyone's body is different, so don't hesitate to swap if you feel pressure or numbness. The included pedals are basic plastic platforms. They're fine to start, though swapping to metal pin platforms gives better grip, especially if trails get wet. The bike weighs roughly 39 pounds, which is typical at this price. You'll feel that when climbing steep hills, but on flatter routes, it's a non-issue once you're rolling. Where it excels is stability, predictability, and everyday versatility. It's perfect for getting into riding, staying active, cruising bike paths, exploring gravel roads, and tackling green-rated single track. The wheels keep momentum, the fork takes the buzz out of chatter, and the brakes stay consistent in bad weather. That's the core experience most casual riders want. Where it's not at its best is aggressive trail riding. If you're eyeing steep descents, jumps, rock gardens, or fast technical trails, the fork's basic damping, the weight, and the mechanical brakes will show their limits. That's not a knock, it's just honest positioning. This is a recreational hardtail designed to get more people riding, not a race-ready machine. A quick word on upgrades. You can absolutely improve comfort and control with a new saddle, grippier pedals, and nicer grips. Those make a real difference for not much money. Bigger performance upgrades, like a high-end fork or modern wheel set, are trickier because entry bikes often use older standards like quick-release axles and straight steerer tubes. That can limit compatibility and turn an upgrade project into a money pit. If you think you'll want to build a long-term, high-performance rig, it may be smarter to save for a model that starts with modern standards. If what you want is a solid starter that rides well right now, this makes sense. In my opinion, the real value of the Bonafide is that it removes barriers. It's sturdy, it's easy to live with, and it gives new riders the confidence to try trails without getting spooked by twitchy handling or finicky parts. It's also a decent around-town bike if you prefer the upright feel and toughness of a mountain setup over a skinny tire road bike. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a reliable, entry-friendly mountain-style bike for bike paths, gravel, and mellow trails. Anyone returning to riding and looking for a fitness tool, and riders who prioritize stability and control over shaving grams. If your plan is to ride aggressively, chase PRs on technical segments, or you'll want a major upgrade path, I'd look at a higher spec hardtail from a dedicated trail line. From my experience comparing bikes in this category, the Bonafide's aluminum frame, 29-inch wheels, and mechanical discs form a durable core that holds up well for casual use. The parts that feel most budget are the fork, saddle, and pedals, and those are exactly the spots where a couple of targeted changes can make the ride more comfortable and confident. In conclusion, the Schwinn Bonafide men and women mountain bike is a straightforward, confidence-building starter hardtail. It's a capable daily rider for pavement to paths, a friendly companion on green trails, and a solid way to get moving without overcomplicating the hobby. Set your expectations to comfort, stability, and easy maintenance. Consider a basic tune and a couple of small upgrades, and it will do what it promises. Get you out riding with a smile. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Schwinn Bonafide men and women mountain bike.